Hello Tingman fam, look at these 9 beautiful scrambled cubes, a 1 by 1 all the way to a 9 by 9. I'm going to try and solve them as fast as I can in this video, and while I do so, I'm going to be answering about 50 or so questions that you guys recently asked me. And if you're wondering, no, I'm not that amazing that I can be solving and answering questions at the same time. I just recorded these solves so that I can sort of speak over them, and oh wait, you gotta watch this, watch. PLL skip. I know, right? Yes. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted by my own solves. Let's get into the questions and see how I go. Question number 1. If you had to choose between cubing or your kids and wife and a PlayStation, what would you pick? Is this a choice between cubing and kids, wife, PlayStation? Like, what's in the PlayStation? Look, obviously I was going to choose cubing, but since you threw the PlayStation in there, like, I guess it would be my kids and wife and PlayStation. That's a very creative question. Thank you for that question. Second one, where are you originally from? I am from Singapore, from Singapore, because in Singapore, the hearts are big and wide you find. That's a bit of an Easter egg for my Singaporean listeners there. Are you married? Yes, I am, very much so. Next question. Ooh, 2 in this one. Was Daily Puzzles the first cube shop you sent your application to, or did you not get accepted by others first? They were the first shop that I sent my application to. That was, I think, like 5 years ago now. Oh boy, I've been doing this for a long time. Yeah. So I guess I've never faced rejection from other cube stores. Lucky me. Second question. Your videos are so cleanly edited. Thank you. It's very kind. Do you edit your videos yourself? And if so, what editing tool do you use? Yes, pretty much all my videos I've been editing myself, except just fairly recently. So last year, there's maybe about, I would say, 5 or so videos that I worked with a filmmaker called Josh Allen. And a bunch of them were like the TNL, like head-to-head videos with my family that he helped me with. So that was a lot of fun. And this year, I've just started working with a video editor. So he's helping me edit, I don't know, maybe about half or a third of my videos at the moment. Bit of a change this year that will allow me, I think, to make more videos and allow this channel to be a bit more sustainable. Have you ever thought about quitting your job to be a full-time content creator speed cuber? A few years ago, no way I would ever have considered that. But guess what? I sort of just did. No, not fully. So I've actually taken a break from teaching. And right now, my main job is actually content creator. It is a very weird feeling telling people that when they ask me what I do for work, and to say I am a YouTuber. Like it's an unusual thing to say, still getting used to it, but yeah, that's sort of what I'm doing now. Non-cubing related, have you ever had to do a spider check at your house? Hey, that's a creative question. Normally, no. Are you asking this because I live in Australia and we're full of like venomous spiders everywhere? Well, no, it's not that bad living here in Australia, but Ola is actually kind of scared of spiders, so I do often help her do a bit of a spider check, like in her room or around sometimes, because, yeah, there are a lot of spiders in Australia, but it's not, like, super scary. If you were to choose only one event to do for the rest of your life, what would it be? Oh, that's a tricky one, apart from 3x3. It feels like I'm cheating if I say another n by n, because it's still got the 3x3 stage in it, like... Can't I just say like 5x5 and then I just solve it like a 3x3 all the time? If it wasn't an n by n puzzle, then it might actually be Squan. I know, I barely even like practice that, but whenever I do, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty fun. So let's just go with that. What do you think is the easiest WCA event for a non-cuber to learn? I suspect that it might actually be the Scube, because you can literally do the entire thing with like one algorithm. You know, like just non-stop sledgehammers. What was the hardest WCA event to learn? For me, not including blind events. Oh, yeah, because they would be blind events. Probably square one. It's just, I've made a tutorial about it, but I find that the algorithms just often don't stick in my brain. It's funny like that. It's fun, but algorithms just aren't sticky. Oh, sorry, I'm getting distracted again by my own solving. I'm currently solving a 6x6, and also, as I was solving it, occurred to me that I completely forgot to press the lap button, if you look at the bottom right. So I'm not exactly sure how long I took to solve the 5x5, but I mean, I guess that's how much I was enjoying it. Which of your videos took the longest to make and how long? It's probably going to be my cube collection video. I've spent, a recent cubing vlog that I made, the one that I called This Cubing Video Will Inspire You, something like that. Something about not giving up. That literally took me like 40 hours to make for a 12-minute video. So, it's pretty crazy. That's about like more than 3 hours of editing per 1 minute of video. But all together, I think my cube collection video would have taken, who knows? What's my favorite cube of all time? That's tough. It might actually just be like the GAN 11M Pro because it's just so classic. Do you like turtles? Yes, I do. Thanks. Hey T-Man, glad to see you in a Q&A. You're welcome. Are you color neutral? I am not. How far do you think Yiheng Wang can take the world record average? Yo, that boy is gonna go places. A new era of cubing has begun. He's gonna take it super far. I think, people probably said a few years ago that it would be impossible to get a sub 5 average, and it's there now. But it really does feel like it's impossible to have a sub 4 average, right? But yeah, never say never. And question for Ola and Tingbo, if you could add one official WC event. I asked them this question before. Ola, easy answer. She just said mirror blocks, of course. She loves that. Tingbo's answer was really funny. He said he would love to add the rainbow ball. So, yeah, go figure. Will you do another cubing tutorial like with Square One? Yeah, if you guys are interested. Tell me in the comments if you'd like me to make one and what it will be about. I don't feel like I have a lot of expertise on a lot of cubes, but hey, I can give it a go. Can you do 4 blind or 5 blind? Yes, I can. I haven't successfully done 5 blind in a comp, but I can in theory. So yeah, watch this space. Will you ever do the full collection video again? No. Answer is no. It's just no. Thank you for the amazing content this year. You're welcome. Have you considered creating your own custom cube? Yes, I have. There's just been all sorts of reasons why it's sort of been delayed and stuff, but I should. Hey, a lot of people have been asking me about it, and I do have a lot of cubes that I actually quite like. So again, watch this space. Who other than Yiheng do you think is most likely to take the 3x3 world record average back? I guess it would be the 2 previous joint holders, Timon Koloshinsky and Max Park. Do you plan on doing videos with famous cubers at Worlds? If not, it would be really cool. So yeah, guess what? I'm going to Worlds, guys. I'm going to be in South Korea in August. The Lord willing, if everything goes to plan. And hey, if you want me to do that, I'll see. It depends on whether they want to, because I don't want to distract them too much from what's going to be a very important event for those guys. But yeah, if you'd like me to, I would love to as well. What's something not too obvious that cubing has taught you over the years? That is such a great question. Wow. I think cubing has taught me that just the power of a hobby to sort of bring people together. That's been really cool. I think I've always sort of known that, but now I really know that. I've really, really seen it. How long did it take you to make the video in which you talked about the Rubik's Cube in a bunch of languages? Thanks for bringing that up. I'm very proud of that video because it took me a while. In total, it probably took 3 months to put together, probably more, because I didn't want to use bots to translate the words. I actually wanted real people, humans, to provide the translations. How many comps have you attended in total? I believe I've attended 25 comps. I'm hoping that I will hit the 30s by the end of this year. If you had to switch your main for a comp, which cubes would you use? For every single puzzle, that's tricky. Here's a confession. I actually used a different 3x3 for my last comp and considered making a video out of it. Just of the fact that I used a different main, except it's totally backfired. And sure, maybe one go isn't enough, but it was pretty sad. I usually use GAN puzzles, and I changed to a Tornado V3 Pioneer because the V3s are great. The Tornado V3s are truly amazing. But I think when it just got to comp nerves and everything, I just wasn't used to it. So nothing against the cube, but I probably, I don't know, maybe shouldn't have done that without enough preparation. How would you feel if Ola beat your 3x3 single record on the official comp? I would feel annoyed for like a split second that she beat me, and then I would just be so happy for her. What's the best way to learn new algorithms? Use algorithm trainers. So I recently have been learning COLL algorithms, and I think I've been using JPerm's algorithm trainer. So jperm.net, and he's got some really great trainers there. Are there any other hobbies you do with Tingboy and Olo besides cubing? Yeah, well, currently they're really into Minecraft, so we play quite a bit of Minecraft together. We also like stuff to do with music. We have been making like those Kiwi crate, like sort of sciencey construction kits. That's been pretty cool. And we, I don't know, play in the backyard together. When do you think the world record single will be broken? I reckon it'll be broken this year, 2023. Yeah, I can just feel it. Looks like Ting Million will be coming soon this year. Thank you. That'll be so amazing if it does. Yeah, it's hard to imagine. But I mean, if you guys, continue watching the videos and supporting the channel, I think it is possible. Aussie Man Diaz Family Fun. Hello. How do you balance time with your family, with cubing and making videos, and getting quiet time to put videos together? Well, it's partly because I've taken a break from teaching, and so I have a bit of a new balance in my life right now. I should say this isn't the only thing that I'm doing. I have also just started some study. So I'm currently doing, I know, believe it or not, a master's in theology. So that's really cool. I can tell you more about that maybe in another video. But I just schedule everything. That's pretty much it. I've made a schedule with which days that I spend just on YouTube and which days that I spend on other things, or like supporting, I don't know, helping out with my wife and kids and whatever stuff that they need me for. So yeah. What are your hobbies besides cubing? I love music. I wish I did more of it. I'm currently in the band for a like musical. So I love doing stuff like that. Has your life changed after becoming somewhat famous in the cubing community? I always wonder if it's hard for people to be swarmed or sign autographs all day. Yeah. Hey, this isn't a daily occurrence. It's not like, I can't go out in public. I'm very anonymous in public. Don't worry. I'm only well known amongst like cubers, and it's a very niche group. So yes, at competitions, I guess quite well known, but otherwise in public, I enjoy anonymity, like everyone, well, like most people. And yeah, while I guess it can be tiring getting swarmed at competitions, it's also quite special. I really recognize the privilege that it is to have been able to influence so many people for so long, and have been the introduction to cubing, the introduction to like competitions for a lot of people. Like, what a privilege. When you went to your first competition, what skills did you have and what do you have now? That's also a very good question. A lot of people think they need to be, certain speed or know a certain amount of algorithms before they start. I will say though that when I went to my first comp, I think I already did CFOP. So it wasn't beginner's method that I was using. Not that I was fast with CFOP. I think I averaged like maybe high 20s at the time. So I guess, intuitive F2L. I think I was full PLL. I definitely wasn't full OLL by then. But I think I knew all my PLL algorithms because G-perms were my last perms to learn. And I remember doing solves with G-perms at my first comp. So when will your next charity stream be and what will you solve in it? I'm really hoping that I'll do one this year. It's been a couple of years now was it just last year that I didn't do a charity live stream. So yeah, I would love to do another one this year. And exactly, no huge cube has come out in the past few years, and that's probably why I haven't, because as you know, I solve big cubes in my live streams. So I will have to think of something different. Maybe I'll just solve like 1,000 3x3s. Ooh, that's a good idea. Anyway, do you have plans to go to a comp in the USA? I would love to, but it's like a 16-hour flight from where I am here, and I can give that a go, but that's a long time. And as you can see from this solve, I encountered a really annoying pop as I was solving the 8x8. So in terms of like cubing hardware, managed to fix it thankfully. In terms of cubing hardware, my 2x2 all the way to 7x7, those are like, you know, pretty fast cubes that you've got many choices for. So like I just chose pretty good ones for this video. But as for the 8 and 9, there aren't very many choices. So this is actually, I think, the Tiansheng magnetic 8x8. It's not only not broken in, but also I like never solve an 8x8, and so I was making all these moves that clearly were not good ideas. And yeah, that made this solve quite hard. This 8x8 was a challenging solve indeed. All right, what was your greatest achievement in not only cubing but in playing music? Wow. Greatest achievement in cubing would be when I got my 4 blind mean. That was, I still can't believe that happened. First go. In playing music, greatest achievement, I would say it's been a real privilege the times that I've been able to play to very large crowds because of just how many, I guess, yeah, just the number of people who are getting to enjoy my music. So I've played in some like shows before where I think maybe the largest crowd I've played to was maybe 5,000 people in a very, very large like theater. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was very cool. If the choice was completely yours, what would you put on Voyager 1's golden record? Just a nice deep cut there. Hey, I'm gonna have to say Rubik's Cube, right? Put a picture of a Rubik's Cube. Let's do that. Which would be a bit anachronistic since I don't know if they existed yet. Oh, did they? Voyager 1 left in the 70s, and the cube was invented in the 70s. It probably just wasn't famous enough if the cube actually existed. Okay, this is getting a little bit too deep. Probably no one else cares about this except for me and JTiger1046. What tips can you give to smaller cubing channels just trying to grow? I would say that this applies to any channel, so not just cubing. Any new YouTube channel at all, you need to be prepared to make like dozens of videos before you get discovered. It's just how it is. And don't get discouraged about that. Every time that you make a new video, you will improve, you'll get better and better, but you have to be prepared to just make videos that, you know, may not be amazing at the start, but you just get like 1% better every time. And if you are consistent with your quality and with the time that you get it out, the frequency, then yeah, the audience will come. And if the audience doesn't come, it means that your videos maybe haven't found the right audience yet, or you may not even know in your mind exactly who your audience is. 2 questions from Robert's Fun channel. What do you teach in school? I am a science teacher by training. I was teaching biology and psychology. And will I ever consider learning 3-style for 3 blind? I have always said no, but in the last month, I've actually thought maybe I should because I want to try and take blind more seriously. But at the same time, I think I have a long way to improve when it comes to just like memorizing. So yeah, I'm just gonna work a bit harder at memorization, and I don't know, maybe I'll eventually take the plunge, join the dark side. I'm currently sitting at the low 20s for 3x3, and I've been stuck there for quite some time. Do you have any advice to get to sub 20? I'm gonna say that if you've never done this before, record yourself and just watch yourself, and don't think like, oh wow, I'm so trash, whatever. Like, actually analyze it and see how you can improve. Oh, look at that crunchy, disgusting looking pop that happened to my 8x8 again. It always happens to even cubes more than odd cubes, doesn't it? There's a good reason for that. I think JPEM made a video on like why the 6x6 shouldn't exist or something, and he goes into all the internal stuff. So if you watch your video of yourself solving, I think you will notice, my guess is, that a lot of your solve is literally just spent like pausing and like looking for the next move. And hey, we all do that. I spent a lot of my solve doing that too. And so I'm going to say that the trick, I think, is to just try and see how you can get from one step to the next step faster. So the secret isn't like, I have to learn more algorithms, I need to know all the alg sets. I think that reducing those pauses and being clever about like what your next move is going to be, basically look ahead, is the key. Like if you know like the moves that you need to like complete this F12 pair, why would you look at those pieces while you put them in? Ignore those pieces, look at the other pieces moving around the cube, and plan your next move. Yeah, that's probably my best tip there. If you give someone who was struggling in life some advice, what would you say? Wow, that took a very serious turn. Thank you for asking. That's a real privilege to be able to, like, you know, give some advice. I'm going to say that I don't think there's any situation at all in anyone's life in which there is no hope. And look, on one hand, that's very easy for me to say because I'm not living that life. And, you know, I don't at all profess to know the, you know, difficulties and struggles that a lot of you guys face. Like, I don't say it lightly, but I do really think there is hope. And the moment that you give up on hope is really when things start to get hard. Now, I will also say that I come from a faith background. I'm a Christian. And so I've got more reason than just optimism for saying that there's hope. I believe that I was created and that the person who created me has reasons and a purpose, that there is a future. And so, yeah, personally, my Christian faith is a massive help. And I'm not saying that you have to be a Christian. I'm just going to say that as a Christian, I have a really, really concrete source of hope. And yeah, don't give up hope. There always, always, always is hope. Kunjikuba asks, I was wondering how you gained attention at the start of your YouTube channel. The short answer is, I don't think I did gain attention at the start. I think that it slowly grew, and I did get a shout out from JPub fairly early on, which maybe gave me, I don't know, a couple thousand more views on that like one video. It didn't translate into a lot more subscribers, but as I said in a video I made when I got my silver play button, what it did give me was belief in myself. That's what it gave me. It gave me a real, like, you know what, maybe I can't do this. It's not about getting a lucky break and getting this amazing shout out. A shout out from me, for example, is not going to do it if you don't have content to back it up. People might subscribe and then they will unsubscribe because they're like, what's going on? So it's about being willing to just put in the hard yards. And if you make videos that are worth discovering, they will get discovered. And if you're wondering why they haven't been discovered yet, maybe you just need to be patient, or maybe the hard truth is your videos aren't good enough yet, like many of mine, you know, weren't, and that there's still growth that's needed. Any tips for 6x6 and 7x7? Yes, don't do them. I'm just kidding. Ed Hollingdale once told me that the way he got better at 5x5 was that he put all his other cubes away and then he only solved 5x5 for like the longest time. And I think he's right. I mean, the emperor of cubing, the king of cubing himself. But I think he's right. Force yourself to only solve that cube for a long time. And then, yeah. Are you lactose intolerant? That is so random. No. Thanks for asking. And has Olo gotten a 3-blind success? No, she hasn't. She also has sort of given up on 3-blind. She seems to like Mega Minx. Weird child. Anyway. If you had to demolish a cubing event from existence, what would it be? Clock? Duh. Nah, I actually quite like clock. It's really hard to choose. Feet's already gone. Maybe clock. I'm so sorry to all my friends who like clock. I actually like it too. But it is the odd one out. And then non-cubing, do you own any gaming consoles? If yes, what is your favorite game? Yeah, I had a bunch of different consoles. Like, you know, I started with the Sega Genesis. Did anyone here, anyone listening to this, own a Sega Genesis? Like, those were the days, guys. Sonic 2. Oh, my gosh. Chef's kiss. Right now, yeah, Nintendo Switch with my kids. I played that quite a bit. And favorite game on that console has to be Mario Odyssey. Man, that game is just incredible. Just the replayability. It's, yeah. I can't wait till they make a sequel. I hope they do. Who do you think will win Worlds this year? Felix Zemdex. I'm a Felix fanboy for my whole life. I will be Team Felix forever. Our scramblers, adcoms, volunteers, or specific people that get called up. I just finished my 8x8. As you can tell, my hands were actually legitimately quite sore because I was like trying to solve as fast as I could for, 8 cubes. Okay, 7 cubes, not including the 1x1. And I got 14 minutes on the 8x8, which is such a sad time given that I got 5:53 for the 7x7. So literally 2.5 times longer for just one more. It's actually quite sad. But I mean, all the pops and 8x8 parodies and all those disgusting things. I think I got double parody too. Sorry, back to the question. Scramblers are volunteers. They can be anyone. If you go to a comp, you can be a scrambler. Except, I don't recommend it unless you are confident in your scrambling. If you are new to cubing, new to scrambling, let someone else do it. there's, all the controversy and stuff that happens when people don't scramble correctly. You just don't want that pressure on you if you're the one who, mis-scrambled and then someone ends up, not getting the time that they should get because they got disqualified. So, yeah, I don't want to discourage people from, volunteering, but there are many other things that you can help out with. It's best that scramblers are people who are just a bit more experienced. Why can't you be as good as TNL? Hello Tinkman, was thinking of getting a bigger cube. Was wondering which bigger puzzle is your favorite, 8 through 13. Hey, if you're going to get a big cube, go all the way, get a 13. That's assuming that you've already got, all the way to 7, like the standard WCA puzzles. But yeah, go big or go home. Did you ever see any teenagers cubing class as a way to cope? To cope with what? My boring lessons? Yes, because my lessons are super terrible and boring. Hey, can I say, if I was a teenager right now, I would actually really struggle with not cubing in class. Sort of happy that good cubes didn't exist when I was a teenager, so that I wasn't all distracted and stuff, because I would have been one of those annoying cubers who got my cube confiscated in school all the time. Anyway, what is the biggest turning point of your life? Yo, all of a sudden these super deep questions. I like it. The biggest turning point in my life would be when I became a Christian, which I think was about maybe when I was 14. That was a big turning point. What's the most terrifying thing that has happened? Very hard to say one thing. I think there would just have to be the times when I thought that anyone in my family's life was in danger. Yeah, that's just terrifying. If you were a 20 average person with a Gain 11 and Pro, would you still go to competitions? That's everyone. That's saying, if you could run and you have shoes, would you go running? Okay, sorry. It's not an exact comparison, but you get what I'm saying. There are people who solve cubes with in 2 minutes or 3 minutes at competitions. Please stop thinking that you need to be a certain time unless you're trying to go to comps to impress people. And if you are, then maybe, you shouldn't go to comps, because no one likes people who just try and impress other people. You're not there to show off. You're there to have fun and to, get the best times that you can. What advice do you have for backslidden Christians who want to go back? Yo, more Christian questions. I appreciate it. I appreciate that you guys know that I guess take my faith quite seriously. Who want to go back by struggling with feeling like they would be a fake? Hey, that is a really good question. I would say, remember Jesus' story about the prodigal son. It's a pretty famous one. It's, I think, well known even outside of the church and Christianity. It's that story Jesus gave of the son who ran off and squandered all his family's money and basically completely rejected his family and his dad in a very rude way, and then in the end was maybe I should go back. There's no way they're gonna accept me, but I'm just gonna try my luck. And what he gets is the biggest welcome ever. His dad is so happy that he's come home, and that story means a lot to me. It reminds me that I'm never too far away from God. I think me becoming a dad has also really influenced how I see that passage. My kids could do all sorts of things that would disappoint me and even make me quite upset, but they will always be my kids and I will always love them. And I think if we remember that, then I think we'll actually start to see ourselves the way that God sees us, not as people who are oh boy, that guy's a lost case, but yeah, my child has returned. So you can definitely 100% return. And if you feel like a fake, I'm gonna just go out there and say that I think a lot of people do. I myself often feel like I don't deserve to be a Christian and for God to accept me, but he does. And I think that's part of following Jesus. It's realizing that we don't deserve it, but we are loved anyway. And that just frees us up to continue loving other people. How has YouTube and cubing helped you grow as a person? Look, I think they've helped me become a better storyteller, and I think they've helped me connect with more people. So yeah, that's growth as a person, right? Yeah. How many coconuts? Oh, Soon Man. Of course it's you, Soon Man. How many coconuts could a coconut if coconut could coconut? Wait, if coconut could coconut? There's an extra coconut at the end. The answer is coconut. Would you rather have 10 kids or too many cubes? What question is that? I mean, 10 kids sounds awful. Sorry, no offense against kids, but 10, it's like, there's only one of me. And like 10 would be like, I just wouldn't be able to, yeah. Oh, I would feel the way about 10 kids, the way I feel about my 9x9 popping right now. It's the worst. So obviously too many cubes. Yeah, is too many cubes a problem? No, it's not. If more than you want, you just give them away. Will you ever quit YouTube or cubing? I mean, I'd have to one day, right? Like, I'm not gonna live forever, so I guess eventually this channel will go. But not to be too morbid. I do see it at one point that there probably will be a natural time for me to stop this actively uploading on this channel. I hope that it's not in the near future, but yeah, I definitely see that happening. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Can I do the 21 by 21? Yes. I mean, I have a video of that on my channel, so you can check that. Is full OLL worth it? It is. Yes, it is. I'm going to say it is. Even though there are really, really fast people who are still not full OLL. I think Maddie and Ava might not be full OLL. Sorry if I'm just making that up. But I recall him saying that in like Monkey League or something, that he's not. And he's world class, like, you know, top 10 in the world. So obviously you can be fast without full OLL. But it's only 53, 58. I never remember. Algorithms, it's really not hard. Just learn them. And then once you know them all, you will not be surprised by any case. You'll just know the algorithm for every case. And it feels amazing. When do you think your PR competition streak will end? Going to be very honest, I think this is the year, very, very sadly. I think this is the year that it's going to go. And part of me is almost wants it to go because I don't have to stress about it anymore. But as long as it stays alive, I will do my best to keep it going. Would you rather be a what? After all those super deep questions, it's like, you know, it's like, how do you help someone who's struggling? And then the next one's like, would you rather be a pineapple or 8C and PP remix? The answer is a pineapple. Who's your favorite kid between Tingboy and Ola? It's neither of them. It is the PlayStation that came with my family. It's a throwback to question 1 for those of you who have been here since the very beginning. Swift Cubing, hello Charlie Eggins. Would you rather never drink bubble tea for the rest of your life or be banned from wearing socks for the rest of your life? What a question. The answer is obviously, I mean, as important as socks are, bubble tea is a billion times more important. And so, obviously, never wear socks ever again. Bubble tea is life, okay? Would you quit YouTube and cubing for $1 billion? Look, I love cubing and YouTube so much. I would never quit it for, I mean, yeah, of course I'm going to quit it for $1 billion. $1 billion? Do you know how much good you can do in the world for $1 billion? I'd be able to like improve so many people's lives around the world that it would be so insanely selfish for me not to do so. Yeah, sorry. Hey, I really do love my job and I love making videos for you guys, but $1 billion can go a very long way. If used right, I suppose. So yeah, take the money. Just take the money. Okay, we are back to the 9x9. I'm very close. This is OLL. Was that? Yep. And then finally, I had a GD, which I was like, no, GB. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to like to look at. And here's our UPerm. And there she is. It is done. And the 1x1. Nearly forgot the 1x1. 46 minutes. Yes. That wasn't too bad. That PLL skip for 3x3 was beautiful, getting 11 seconds for that. Look at the difference here. 5:53 for 7x7, and then 14 minutes for the 8x8. 8x8 was so bad. And then only 4 more minutes for the 9. Thank you so much for all the questions. My arms are really sore, and it's time for bed. See ya.